Welcome to Sports Comms Topic 3. This is Topic 3A, Working with the Media, and Part 10, where we continue talking about our communications plan development. What we're going to talk about this time is what we include in a communications plan. So there's a list of contents that we can go with. First of all, there's the context analysis or your situation analysis. So that's your porters, your SWOT, your publics. So SWOT, competitive analysis background, your audiences and your stakeholders, then your promotional goals, we'll look at those, your promotional strategy, what KPIs you've got, so that's key performance indicators, in other words, how will you know you've done what you said you were going to do, the mix of your communications, the tools you're going to use, your timetable, and then how you evaluate it. So there's a good little diagram from Phil. And that's particularly useful. Context analysis, promotional goals, promotional strategy, communication mix, how you implement it, control and evaluation. So SWOT we've already gone through, you're familiar with what we do there. Don't forget the next steps in the SWOT process. Brainstorm your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, identify your key issues, formulate strategies to address the key issues, prioritise those issues, implement your strategies, and then monitor your strategies. Porter's 5 forces, you're familiar with that. Then you need to analyse your audience and your shareholders and your stakeholders. Stakeholders can be listed on a table or a spreadsheet with your key interests, the level of project impact. So if everything goes pear-shaped, what's going to cost you in terms of PR, and their priority in relation to the other stakeholders on your list. Be careful to outline where people have got lots of different interests, so where you might have a shareholder and a sponsor and a fan, where they're all together in one whole, so to speak. This needs to be from the stakeholders' perspectives, not from the organisations. So this can be really difficult as interests are often hidden. So focus groups can be quite good, or hiring somebody from outside to analyse that. And sometimes they'll contradict what they say they're there for. So you need to do a bit of digging. You should understand where each person will be interested in association to your projects that you're planning, and where interests might move. So you can ask some questions like, what are your expectations of this? If this is really good, how do you think you'll benefit? Who will be in conflict with what you want to do? And who's got a major interest in how this works out? You can also just sometimes put a note against each one, whether they'll be a plus or a minus, positive or negative, whether you don't know, so there's a question mark, or whether there's a high risk, medium risk or low risk, or whether it's uncertain as to how they'll react to things. And you'll see with this particular diagram that I've given you here, this relates to internal audiences as well as external audiences, and you can see there's a whole lot of different people you need to think about. Then you need to think about the types of audience. So you have the set of all actual and potential audiences. So there's a range of ways you can think about your audience. Your potential audience is those who are kind of interested in what it is you've got to say. So they could be people that you actually manage to get some money out of later. There's the available audience, so everybody who's out there who's got an interest in you. That's one cluster. So they're sort of potential audiences. Then there's your target audience, the people who you want to reach, because they're the people you know will actually spend money with you. And then there's the people who you've already got. So these are the people who are closest to you. So they're already in tune with what you're saying and probably willing to listen. An audience, a definition of an audience, is whoever you want to reach. And there's quite a bit of work in identifying who your target audience is. Go and have a look at Chris's analysis of the Masters Games audiences and you'll see what I mean.